including actress Sharon Tate, were found dead at the home of Miss Tate and her husband, screen director Roman Polanski.
Los Angeles has had another multiple murder. Last night, a middle-aged couple was stabbed to death in a case that has striking similarities to the mass murder Saturday of actress Sharon Tate and 4 friends.
A wandering band of members of a so-called religious cult with a leader they call Jesus has had 3 of its followers arrested in the investigation of the murder of Sharon Tate.
Charles Manson, 36, chose a house at random, tied up the family at gunpoint, then ordered his followers to go inside and commit ritual slaughter.
The Manson Murders. Charles Manson was a deranged man with a God complex who took advantage of the 1960s hippie trend by convincing the free-living women of San Francisco that he was some sort of deity or leader. Simple for Charles Manson to convince these people to join him in his cult practices, because at the age of 24 he convinced a 16-year-old girl to become a prostitute. Another reason these women were easily convinced to join Manson was his giving out of LSD. Manson eventually set up shop with his new cult members in a ranch in Death Valley. Members of this so-called Manson family included Leslie Van Houten, Patricia Krenwinkel, Susan Atkins, Tex Watson, Paul Watkins, and Linda Kasabian. What led and was a possible reason for the murders, according to an article written by Leslie Kennedy, was that Manson believed that there was subliminal messages being told in the hit Beatles song Helter Skelter. Manson allegedly heard what he had thought to be describing the end of days, such as depicted in the Book of Revelations in the Bible. Manson believed that the end of days was caused by a black versus white racial war. Many have gone on to speculate that this is the reason why he targeted Sharon Tate, because he was trying to point blame at the black community. People have gone on to believe that he wanted to start the race war. Allegedly, Charles Manson wanted him and his Manson family to hide in a bunker. And after the race war was over, and basically all of the planet destroyed, he would take over what was left of the world.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Another thing many find interesting is that Charles Manson was very well connected in the music industry. Charles Manson knew drummer of the Beach Boys, Dennis Wilson, and also the singer of the Beach Boys, Mike Love, and the very famous Neil Young. Dennis Wilson actually tried to kickstart Manson's music career, according to an article written by Sean Cunningham and published by the Inside Hook. Sean Cunningham stated in the article, Wilson also tried to help Manson's recording career. This provided a failure as Manson was impossible to handle, pulling a knife on him in the studio. Now on to the judgments many gave after these brutal murders, better known as the murders that shocked Hollywood. These terrible murders caused a chain reaction that many murders typically cause, known as a copycat murder. According to an article written by Laura M. Holson and published by the New York Times, states in February 1970, Captain Jeffrey R. McDonald, an Army medical field officer with the Green Berets at Fort Bragg in North Carolina, told the police that 3 men and a blonde woman had entered his house, screamed "Acid is groovy," and "Kill the pigs," and killed his wife and 2 young daughters. See how these brutal killings spawned many to make judgments on to agree with the actions that the Manson family had chosen? That's why murders getting so much media attention can almost be a bad thing, because many will now be like, oh, I can go out and kill people and make news and be on TV. Another huge thing that happened because of these murders was fear. This struck fear into everyone in the surrounding Hollywood area. Many were fearful that they could be next, because no one would have thought actress Sharon Tate would ever be murdered at random by deranged lunatics. And according to an article written by Jane Lavender and published by The Mirror, these fearful ideas could have easily happened. According to the article, she had said Manson's family had a list of several high-profile Hollywood stars. They wanted to kill or mutilate them. These include actress Elizabeth Taylor and her then-husband Richard Burton, legendary singer and actor Frank Sinatra, actor Steve McQueen, and British singer Tom Jones. These potential killings were stopped after finding the Manson family and arresting them. Susan Atkins was then questioned by the police on why they wanted to kill the people on their list. According to the article, Susan Atkins replied with, "We wanted to commit murder that would shock the world and make people take notice." Well, they definitely took notice after these brutal killings and became very fearful for their lives. Decades after these killings in the 60s, people began to get misinformation about what truly occurred. Many people who just have heard of the Manson murders thinks he just went around with a knife and killed all those people. But in reality, Manson didn't physically kill a single person that we know of. He was the lead commander who sent out orders but never got his hands dirty. Many people began trying to make sense of everything that occurred during the time in Hollywood. People began to blame it on drugs, while others began to try to explain it by means of conspiracy theories. The truth is, what was happening is just us as a society trying to use our natural human instincts to explain, well, the unexplainable. Why do madmen do what they do? Do they truly think their goal was achievable? Well, in this case, if their true intent was to truly shock the world and put them on notice, well, they definitely achieved it. Something that truly fascinates me is how obsessed people are with Charles Manson and his Manson family. The main reason that so many people got so hooked on this Manson mania is for the fact that he is not like any other killers, like Ted Bundy or Richard Ramirez. Because unlike them, he got the death penalty for not even killing a single person. But Charles Manson was saved by the California government system because in 1972, the Supreme Court of California ruled that the current death penalty laws were deemed unconstitutional in their eyes, leaving Manson to rot away in his prison cell till his eventual demise on November 19, 2017, where he died of a heart attack. I believe the only way to truly judge Charles Manson and his followers is with true hatred. They took innocent lives just to get people's attention. They are brutal killers, and Manson himself should always be seen as a master manipulator who puppeted his people into doing his bidding. They were terrible people and should be remembered as terrible people. No more, no less.